I'm gonna go check my door. Not positive I pulled it all the way too. I certainly don't want to be thinking about that all the way on this hour-long journey. Pretty sure I pulled it all the way too. Sometimes I leave it just a little crack just while I'm putting my shoe on. Just need to verify. That's how I used to do in my trade. I'd always double and triple check before I walked away from the job. Always. When I used to be in business, while they were writing the check or whatever, I would always double, triple check. I'd double check while they're getting their funds together to pay me. And I'd triple check before I went to the van, usually. Always double and triple check your work. This stuff ain't going nowhere. Yeah, I pulled it. This stuff ain't going nowhere. I sure don't miss that rat race. Not anymore. The money I miss, that's good money. Oh well, I don't miss that stuff. I've served the public for damn near 30 years. Had some wonderful customers though. Created some great relationships in that 30 years. But nothing's meant to last, I reckon. Not even the relationships themselves, I reckon. I've found it's easier just to build, which I've always been my entire life. From when I used to run the woods, when I was a child, all by myself, all the way up into adulthood, when I was riding motocross. It was just easier to be alone. Everybody else just slowed me down, it seemed like. I was so fast paced and just rolling. Had a lot to do in a short amount of time to do it seemed. Which, in a sense, we are all on an hourglass. In a sense. But this structure, it's not going anywhere. This moment, it's not going anywhere. That moment that we just had shared together, it'll never go anywhere. It'll always be there. That moment will always be there. It ain't going anywhere. The past, future, and present happen all at the same time. Past, present, and future, it all exists at the same time. It's not going anywhere. That's why I've learned to try to enjoy each and every moment. It's not that I still go through storms at times. It's just not that often. things that used to bother me, like people slow and in front of me bothering me, and just because they're so slow. That's me now. That stuff like that don't bother me anymore. What is bothersome is the folks that aren't able to see the way some of us see. The Carl Jungs and the Alan Wattses and beyond. There's a bunch of yoga. There's just so much to wrap your mind around it. Everyone's just in survival mode. I get it. It's hard to slow down and actually see my truth, see their truth. I get it. I was once that way, I reckon. Most people just follow blind religion just because it's something that was passed down to them. It's so easy just to follow it than to actually learn something that could be different. And it takes a lot to strip your download, your beliefs, ideologies, everything that's been programmed into you since childhood. You just don't wake up one morning and all that's gone. It's a process. And my process of deleting all them pre-programmed programs started probably in 2012. Let me tell you about some changes. It will cause some changes. It'll cause you a lot. Mentality, your mental, your emotional, your physical, your spiritual, your financial. It just wrecks you, completely tears you down, and just starts over from basically this ground foundation. Just luckily, I had a great foundation of. Once you flip that perspective, once I flip that lens that I was looking through, flip the perspective into another lens, I seen my life completely different. I know things that are completely different. Not things that I've learned only. I learned these particular things through life experience. My life experience sent me down a road of questions, which lead to more questions. I mean, the more you know, the less you know. It's just the fact of the matter, because it's instead of most people. I'm just using this as an example. Most people look at life like this. As you begin getting more knowledge and more understanding of certain things, you begin to open your views up even wider. And there's so much more to study, so much more to learn. You'll never in this lifetime no, you'll just never know. It's always a loop. Always a loop. It always puts you right back where you started. Sorta. Just with more knowledge. But less of knowing the truth. There are some magical things in this world. That's all I do now. I've had a lot of magical moments that are unexplainable, which I have an idea of. Have an idea. That's all just an idea. Anybody says they know, I don't believe it. They may have more experience and more knowledge, but they're don't nobody know the answer. Not in this world. There ain't no way. No way to know. With this new Cognify, which it's not new, past, present, future exist all at once. They're just uncovering it in this realm, in this dimension. But with Cognify, where they're able to implant memories, thought process, download thoughts into your mind, download just makes so much sense that we are much further advanced than we truly know in this realm. It's as if AI has circled around, picked us back up on the backside, and bringing us all the way up to where we currently are. That I know that don't make no sense. I don't know how to explain it. I can understand it in my mind. You know, we were probably tens of millions of years further advanced in technology, and AI is just experiencing what it's like to be human, what it's like to be a bird, what it's like to just be. You know, that fence is alive. It's just neutrons, electrons, and protons just vibrating at a certain frequency to create that particular material. It's alive. Everything. It may not have consciousness, but it's still alive. I mean, everything is connected. Everything is connected. Everything. All them ancient roots buried throughout Earth from the Egyptian times, even further before all that, everything has memory. All them roots within the ground. The ground itself, even a particle of sand, has memory. Everything. We are all connected. Everything's connected. I used to compare myself to other individuals when I was younger. You know that I could outwork them. Everything about me was, my eyesight was worse, but I could outwork everybody, and it just seemed like I was comparing myself to others. But once I learned we was all on our separate journeys, and how life was much different. That was me going through my reprogramming of childhood stuff. Why some get to have more than others when it seems that they don't even, I don't know, but just don't know their journeys, their past lives, and all that stuff. You just don't know. because eternity is a very long time. This little 100-year stay that we're here, it's just like old Fantasy Island. You know, you strap in your seat and buckle up, and you just along for the ride. Once I learned that we are just the observers of these meat suits. We are just the observers within. That's it. Nothing more. You think you have control? You think you have choices? You don't have choices. Choices, according to the University of California, we download consciousness. We download information. Is that right? That may be right. That was right. That was Ray's second truck. We download. We are actually, I forgot the exact seconds. It's been so long since I studied that. 15 to 30 seconds behind actual time. Your choice has already been made before you even know it. Before your brain even recognizes that the choice has been made, the choice has already been made. And this comes from a lot of different people as well, not just from what I've learned, through like the University of California. This comes from a lot of people, but a lot of people just don't dive that deep into stuff like this, and they think free will and free choice is real. It's just an illusion. You're strapped into a meat suit along for the ride, and most people sleep the ride through. They just sleep it away. They're not present. They're thinking of the past, thinking of the future. Thoughts continuously running through their heads, and people entertaining them thoughts. I'm still guilty. I'm not perfect. I'm still guilty of all that. It's just I've gotten so much better at not doing it, allowing the thoughts just to float by like a cloud, and not entertain the thought. And it'll go just as quick as it dissipates, as long as you don't entertain it. As soon as you begin entertaining it, you get your emotions involved, and your body actually makes changes. You can feel it within yourself. Once you get to that level, you can feel the changes of the emotion that causes it. The emotion that you're thinking about that thought and you really live it in your mind, you can feel it emotionally and how it affects your body, how your body, certain things change within yourself in that moment. It's crazy. And that scenario may not never even play out, especially in the way that we think of it. So anyway, just ranting, just not really ranting, just talking. It's what I've been working on. I've been retired for 4 years, and I've got a lot of time on my hands to become the best at what I'm trying to become. Where most people are working 8 hours a day, so they got 10 hours in their day already. That leaves them only with 14, and by the time they get a little bit of knowledge in or whatever, I just got plenty of time to become whatever I want to become. It's just information is so scarce these days because there's so much fakeness out there. Because AI is really showing out. I mean, AI is showing out, and there's so much to dive into. I try to stay off that internet stuff, but laying in bed before I go to sleep, I'll spend a couple of hours. Or if it's raining outside or too hot outside, I'll spend a couple of hours on it, scrolling like other people. But I've learned to detach my emotions from that stuff because there's so many highs, so many lows, so many middle grounds. The more you scroll, I mean, it's not good. It can't be good. It can't be good. There's just too many different emotions in each little scroll. So I'm trying to get better at not getting on the internet. I just don't know where to go from here. I'm looking for new hobbies, which this is my hobby right now. You know, I may not have no followers, but that's cool. This ain't for everybody anyway. I would never recommend this journey to anyone. It's, you know, people just don't understand it. Hell, I don't fully understand it. I'm just the observer, just whatever. There's so much fun stuff to do in this world. I'm in this walking down the road talking about whatever. It's just the way it is, out of my control. I wouldn't recommend this journey to nobody. Awakening is not for everyone. Most people turn back. They'll never make it as far as I have. Most people will turn back. You have to work on your emotion, your emotional mastery. You have to get this far. You got to work on a lot of stuff, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially, to get to this level. All in the name of knowing the truth about it, and that ain't got me much further. Just a lot of time invested in learning and throwing puzzle pieces in and out. You know, clues of what could be. I don't know. I know this is a simulation, though. I do know that. But why I would choose this, must have needed it for whatever, for my next mission after this one. All I know, I am the type to get the hard part done first, so, you know, maybe I just chose the hardest levels early so I can enjoy the fun stuff later. I don't know. I've always been that way throughout my entire life. Is early in the day I would always do the hard stuff first. That way, toward the end of the day or the end of whatever the end of a job or whatever it was I was doing, it was the easiest. Get the hardest part done first. It's just been my MO. So this being a simulation and us being able to choose our meat suits, our journey, so to say, I can see why I can pick this journey. Get the hard part done first, because it ain't easy walking these shoes. It hasn't been easy up to this point. I'm gonna put it. It has not been easy up to this point. It's getting easier. The thing I'm struggling with now is there's just so much fun stuff to do out in the world, but I'm not interested in it. I have no interest in it, and that's what I've been trying to do. Is try to find something, a hobby that interests me. I have zero interest. I mean, I've done it. I've done everything I've ever wanted to do up to this point. Basically, all the outcomes may not turned out the way I wanted, but yet I still done it. I've played in some of the biggest poker games, and I mean, I've played huge money. You know, I've had a big money. I've had the $70,000 cars, the $250,000 homes. I've had all that. Crazy. Life is wild. Each and every encounter you have with someone is a lesson, or you're given a lesson. If you could learn to pay more attention in the moments and either, I don't know how to. Each encounter with each and every person you ever encounter, it's a lesson or you're given a lesson. And whatever you do to others, you're only doing to yourself. That's it. Ooh-wee, it's already starting to get hot out here. It's only 8, I don't know what time it is, 8 o'clock-ish. I don't know if I'm able to. Whew, that sun is leaning already. I might start getting out a little earlier than 8 o'clock if I want to do this walk. I have to do this walk. I need to exercise. I try to work a little bit each and every day on, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. I try to work just a little bit each and every day. This is part of my physical and my mental and my spiritual. I mean, this is a part of it right here. Huge part of it. This helps my mentality, helps me spiritually, helps me physically, helps me emotionally. What's all this? I've seen a lot of street markings in my time being in business, but I sure don't understand this. Hmm. Understand them markings. I smell gas though. Interesting. Somebody's got a gas leak. I smelled it. I don't know what them street markings all were. Me being around that stuff for 28 years, I've never seen nothing like that in the street right before people cut the street or whatever. I don't know what that meant. Somebody did have a gas leak back there. I smelled it. Let's cut up this street. I may not make the full hour today. It's already getting humid. Humid. Somebody stole a stop sign from this side. This guy used to live here. I don't know if he still does, but he owed me $500 still. If I had all the $500-600 people owed me in this town, I'd be off to a good start. Did a job for him and he stiffed me. His sewer line was broke down. We cambered it and tried to clean it. And he stiffed me. Which my dad always taught me to just wad up that ticket and throw it away. No emotions involved. It's just easier. Didn't have but an hour and a half, 2 hours in it, but still. There's nothing to protect a contractor from not getting paid. I mean, you can take somebody to court and win judgment. Still don't mean nothing. Put a lien on their house, it still means nothing. So I never did do it. I just did like my dad always taught me, just wad up ticket, throw it away, don't worry about it. I didn't get ripped out of a lot through. I was in business for 13 years of the 28 I worked the trade. And I might have got ripped out of $30,000. Ain't bad. My biggest stiff ever was a little under 2,000. That one was a tough one to swallow. The $1,100 one was tough to swallow, but I still swallowed it. There's plumbers out here been ripped out of $30,000 in one job. I only got ripped out of roughly 30,000 13 years. That's not too bad. You can put a lien on somebody's house, but you have to renew that lien every 4 or 5 years. You got to get you a lawyer, take them to court. I mean, it's just going to cost you more money in the long run, more headache, and that emotion's going to have to be within you for all them years, and you probably still won't get paid. And if you happen to catch one or two of them, as they're selling their homes or whatever, it's just not worth it. So I just always wanted to take it up, like my dad said, and throw it away. It's just easier. I can remember jobs I did 25 years ago, working for my dad. Too bad I didn't know then what I know now. I sure wouldn't want to relive it to find out another route. Well, that's what I would not want to go back and relive this life with the knowledge I have now. I don't, unless that's the way it is, creating alternate realities and dimensions, multiple versions of yourself. I kind of like this version I'm currently living. I've made a lot of mistakes in my life, a lot of failures. But I did not just wake up bench pressing 320 pounds back in the day. It took a lot of failure to get to a 320-pound bench. It's kind of like how I look at life. It takes a lot of failures to get to this level and beyond. A lot of failure. I know it seems once you hit a certain age that there's not much hope, but you just got to think 100 years versus eternity. I mean, infinity, eternity can't even wrap your mind around it. I know just as soon as you think you got it figured out here, life is over, but it's really not. It can't be. Could be, but it can't be. It won't be. Not with AI anyway. That's what all these data centers are probably. Each one of us got a little slot in that little data center, and in time it'll all get condensed. There's so many spectacular things that a lot of people just don't have the knowledge of yet. And even including myself. I don't think I'm all high and superior, but I have a lot of knowledge. I just don't know how to speak that knowledge. My human brain I can understand it. My soul, something within me understands it. I just do not know how to relay what I think I know into words. I know how to relay that sunshine right up there, though. This sun is leaning. It's already humid. Ooh, we got a whole another block of nothing but sun. Let's see here. Looks like we can turn up that street and catch some shade for a minute. Let's take that route. We're going to take this route up the shade. I'm going to start getting out a little earlier for this walk. Summer is kicking in. You know, I've listened to a lot of near-death experiences, a lot of out-of-body experiences, people that are able to detach from their body, they claim. So many of these stories are similar. And it just leads you to believe that there has, I mean, not all of them can be lying. Not all of them. I mean, there's just so many. And I know a lot of people gather information, put it in their own words, and regurgitate that information in other forms. I mean, I've watched, I've learned a lot. You know, I've seen, you know, many videos and trying to learn things, and people just regurgitate all the same information that they gather. Oh, we're gonna go down this street. It's a little less. Yeah, I guess we're gonna weave our way all the way back home. Just bob and weave, bob and weave. Hit like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Something like that. What was that saying? Move like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Muhammad Ali. Go on, you little stuffings. Yeah. I don't mind. It's your yard, but you better back up. I'm gonna swat you. Woo, 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 woo. Man, I remember when all these houses, this used to be an entire empty block. I mean, the whole block was empty, and they moved in these homes from another location. That was a heck of a deal. I forgot who got to plumb them. That was a long time ago. That had to be 26 years ago, 24 years ago or so. I forgot who got to plumb all them. I know who managed them all. I used to work for those who managed them. They used to manage hundreds of homes. The same people own all these homes. So strange. There's one man owns over 100 homes. That was 10 years ago though. There ain't no telling how many he owns now. Owned over 100 homes. He never did use anybody. He had, which makes sense, smart. He didn't use no outside companies. He had everybody that worked for him worked for him. He signed their paycheck. If I owned 100 homes too, I'd do the same thing. But to even get to that level, and through all the work I did working in some of these rent homes around here, no way I ever wanted to be a landlord. Wasn't no way. I've seen some people destroy some homes. Oh man, well, looks like we're walking right up into it. Might as well get her done. Oh, wow, people haven't been on this end in a long time. They're keeping their stuff nice around here. That's awesome. Dang, that's a huge home. Oh no, it's two different homes. They're so close together. I thought they were joined. It's close to the same color. My eyesight's very poor. Only got one eye, and it's very poor eyesight. That's why I can't work no more. But it's perfect for what I'm trying to become. I mean, it's just like it's meant to be. It's crazy how life works out. You sure don't realize it in the moment though. When you lose everything you got, your livelihood, your wife, your kids move off, the grandkids, everything you ever worked for, ripped out from under you instantly. That's been 4 years this month. May 22nd of 2022 was rough times. Roughest. Very rough. Very painful. Very scary. And now all the dust is settled. I got a new out. Not only just a new outlook, but I finally got pointed in the right direction instead of my compass just sitting there spinning, going nuts, like they talk about in the Bermuda Triangle. How, that's how my compass was. It was just spinning, and I was just a little dazed and confused and going through so much. Mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially. So brutal. Took 4 years for the dust to settle, but at least I got my compass back about me. And I have somewhat of a plan, but I don't really even make future plans. I kind of got a big picture kind of idealed out, but it don't. After what I've learned, how your big pictures don't align usually, I quit really building my future in my mind because it don't work that way. I basically live day by day with a future plan. I have a future plan. We'll just stack bricks toward it and see what happens. That's all I know to do. And just live in the moment day by day. Try to stay in each and every moment. That's my goals each and every day, is be present. Your smells, your sounds, everything that's going on within you, your thoughts, just trying to observe everything all at once. For we are just the observers of this med suit. And once you can master that, there ain't no telling what's possible. Raise your quality of thought. Don't get lost in your thought, because then you bring up emotions, and they say we create our reality with all that stuff. I don't know. It's hard to fathom, to even think that's possible. Because I sure had a different future envisioned, and I was living it. And then it just got ripped smooth out from under me. Life don't teach you that. It don't teach you how to overcome that. You just freaking experience it and long for the ride. It's what I've learned. They say we create our reality. I don't believe that. But I sure didn't create this reality. I had a whole different kind of world within me back before May of 2022. I was headed to another direction. And I said, nope, that ain't the route you're taking, Jack. Pulled the rug right out from under me. One thing I have learned about life is looking backwards, you can see why you went on certain paths. If a guy would really just buckle down and figure it out and think about it, what got you to this point and why, it kind of makes sense. Sort of. Oh, yeah, that's that. I need to do some stretching. Ah. That's a pretty good little walk. That's probably a couple of miles. That's probably 2 miles, 2.5 miles. That's a pretty good little walk. It's just too hot to do much more. I have to get out here about 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. I mean, it's getting humid already.